Hi Todd from TNT Amusements. This is Mark. I bought a few machines from you, a couple Alvin G's and a nice cold beer. And I very much enjoy TNT Amusements videos that they make. Watch every last one of them, and making my own video here because I have a pinball tournament on May 16th, a few weeks away, and I have a few machines with issues. I wanted to see if it would be possible to get a tech or two or three out here to my home to run through as many of them as possible, since I'm much slower at fixing issues, and every machine that I have on has some kind of issues, large or small. My Revenge from Mars, everything seems to play great, but it has some computer controlled lamps, like a string of lamps that does not work. So that's the issue for Revenge from Mars. A couple machines on over here. Lord of the Rings just started blowing a fuse for low voltage coils as soon as you turn the machine on, and it'll just blow a new fuse if you put a new one in. Stargate has subwoofers. If you didn't notice, there's some powerful bass here. All my machines have subwoofers on them. You got two drop targets that don't come back up. They try to. That's the only issue with Stargate. Judge Dredd has one error code for a switch in the globe of the dead world, I assume. That's the only issue it shows coming into the dining room, which is full of pinball machines, which is a great use for a dining room. There's a rare Alvin G head-to-head that is claimed to be home use only. We got transporters on because it has a broken flipper that it's just mechanical. That's probably very quick and easy to remedy. F14 Tomcat, I actually ordered the new flippers already too for transporter. F14 Tomcat has coin taker LEDs. This game sometimes pops out one or both of or two of the locked balls. Sometimes there's three balls locked while you're playing when it shouldn't. So that's a problem. That renders it not usable in a tournament. And it's such a nice example of the machine. I'd like to have it up and running. Here's a pistol poker you sold me. Everything's great with that. Really beautiful condition. The hardwood, I mean, the sheen on it is awesome. Here's another Alvin G head-to-head soccer ball that's also supposed to be home use only. And that one, really, you can believe it when you look at it, even though there's no documentation. Didn't turn this one on, but here's another head-to-head Joust, which is at the foot of the bed. I think a great place for a machine like Joust. You can see it's in really great condition too. But it has an issue. Sometimes it gets to where when you start a game, it then won't truly start the game. It should start it as soon as you hit a flipper button. And if you go into the menus and do some switch testing and come back out, oddly enough, then it usually works. So I don't know what's up with that. Another issue it has is this up kicker here. If you hit a ball in there, it doesn't pop it out. And it keeps giving this guy points. Keeps making a feeble effort to pop it out. So two issues with this machine. And that's one that would be fun to have working for the tournament, because people, they really get a kick out of that machine. Moving along here, like unusual games. Here's another one. Great machine that you sold me, World Tour. Funhouse with a new playfield. Here's a Swords of Fury, which, as anyone knows who watches your videos, is actually Swords of Fun. Obviously, Swords of Fun. You can see it very clearly there. This is fun. This has a coin taker LED kit in it, but it has two drop targets that don't register. You can hit them and you don't get points, and the machine will pop them back up whenever it resets them all, but it doesn't register them. I have an EM here, or unusual EM, Stars and Stripes themed, and then if you look closely on the side, which you won't be able to see, it actually says Made in Spain. The irony. So sometimes when you start a game, it pops the first ball out and then immediately registers game over. And then that's the end of it. And you have to plunge that ball, restart, turn the game off and back on, and then usually it's fine for several games before it does it again. There's actually a game in progress here. Sometimes also when you finish your ball, you lose the ball, it'll drop down to, say, from 4 balls to 3 balls left, but then it just bumps it right back up to 4. That usually happens at least once per game, and not always at that ball. It could be anywhere from ball 1 to 5. So that renders it unplayable in the tournament. Here's some night moves. I think I see you have a Caribbean Cruise in right now, which I want to talk to you about, possibly getting that. I got a Bonsai run-in last week. Really nice machine, black chrome. Oddly, someone put Demolition Man gun handles on it, but did a nice job. Redid all the cabinet artwork. NOS playfield. Awesome machine. Well, the tilt doesn't work, so I can't use it in the tournament without that. I'm leaving this protection on because it's right next to my front door. Another good spot for a pinball machine. And another good spot for one. Here's a Rocky, which works great, except the speech doesn't work. And apparently before it was shipped, that worked fine. And previous owner's a real good guy. I don't doubt him. He has lots of System 80s, and he says I should repin that connector, and that will probably remedy that. Coming into the back room here, we have a real nice Arkanoid cabaret conversion that's all been redone. There's one machine with an issue back here. My baby Pac-Man, what a surprise for that to have an issue. This one's been refurbed, but the sound kind of got flaky, and then it also got to a point where it doesn't want to boot up. It'll try to. Everything seems to look pretty good down here, but you cannot start a game. So that's the laundry list, and I want to talk to you about possibly getting these up and running. I think I saw something about some kind of reality show. If you wanted to record the zany setup I have going on here at the house, if that's of any use to you, that would be fine with me as well. Alright, Todd, thank you. And thank you everyone else who's watching.